Hello ladies and gentlemen, Xcentauri here, and welcome back to another video, and I hope all of you are doing well, because I am as always. And in this video we're going to be discussing, or I'm going to be showing you guys, some of the most hard planes to fly and land in infinite flight. Now, there are some really hard aircraft to land in infinite flight, and I really do actually mean it, because the other day I was doing some flights in an X-Cub, and this thing, when I tried to land it, it was just bouncing up and down like boing, 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 and I could not get this thing on the ground. It's in one of the videos I uploaded maybe a week and a half ago, probably at the time of publishing this video. So yeah, you guys will be able to go and check that out, hopefully. And yeah, so we're going to start off in the Cessna 172. And before we do actually manage to land this, just remember, if you are new here, or you're a returning viewer who is not yet subscribed, please do feel free to like and subscribe and just join the channel. We're growing as quick as we can, and hopefully we can get to 6,000 you know, quite soon. Hopefully maybe by the end of September. That'd be great. So you can see here we're attempting to land the 172 first. Now we're only at 64 knots, which is really slow, and I have, funny enough, flown the 172 into London Heathrow. You'll be able to see that video as well, should be live on the channel by now. And it really struggles in the crosswind. Now you can see here in the turn coordinator that the aircraft it's a little bit hard to control. I feel like we've got a little bit of under control now, and we're going to completely miss that landing zone. Now it's not, you know, fully intentional, like it wasn't our exact plan here, but that's absolutely fine. But the aircraft doesn't seem to want to land, so I'm going to try and reduce that speed a bit to 20%, because we want to keep some power in this aircraft. Now the thing is, once we land, we want to keep it on the ground. We don't want it to bounce up and down like it probably will do. There we go. We have again gone airborne. But that was alright landing for the 172, actually, funny enough. Perhaps I'm just not very good at landing general aviation aircrafts. That is a very big possibility here. So we managed to land the 172, but we're going to now choose our next aircraft, which is not a general aviation aircraft. We're going to go with the Boeing 717. Now, is there we can use the Spain Air one, or Spanair, which is very weird. I don't think I've seen anyone realistically in infinite flight ever use this. It's a very random thing for them to use. I don't see many people using Spain Air livery, although maybe we could all do that. Now, I'm going to let you guys all know now that I really want to do a community event with you subscribers soon. And I want to do it, I want to take place on the casual training server. I don't want us to do it on expert server, because I want it to be like a funny little fly out event of a little airport where AATC don't need to get involved, because it's going to be a little general aviation airport. Now I know not many of you here are big general aviation fans on infinite flight, but I feel like it'd be a great thing for us to do. So I'll talk about more of that after we failed to land the 717 here. Now this aircraft is literally, does it want to crash? What is it doing there? Let's try that again. Increase that speed. How heavy are we? We're not even that heavy, really. That is poor. See, this aircraft is just allergic to physics. So we're coming in nice and smooth here. Now, why are we stalling? That is so bad. Right, we're going to try 1/3 time to get this thing on the ground. I mean, we can extend our flaps to 40. I don't know why that's not already pre-done. There we go. We've got a bit of extra lift now. We know we're going to slam into the ground. We've landed, though. We've made it. I'm going to count that as our landing. Don't care what anyone says, that is our landing there complete. So we've made it. I love the reverse thrust as well. Look at that on the rear of the engine there. I love the reverse thrust on these engines. They're really cool. Can we see it again? Oh, that is really cool. That is really cool. Right, okay, so obviously we got the 717. Very hard aircraft to land in infant flight. Not easy by any means necessary. But the next aircraft, which I find relatively difficult to land, is of course the one and only X-Cub, which is around here somewhere. Cub crafters, here we go. Now, of course, we're going to take it back to London Heathrow. Now, this aircraft is a tail dragger, so I feel like that's why I find it harder, because I find the Spitfire as well equally as hard to land on infinite flight. So, you know, hopefully we can get around that, and you guys will hopefully see me successfully land it today. I feel like half of these videos is on this stupid loading screen. Like, why does infinite flight have to take so long to load? It's very frustrating sometimes. Here we go, we've finally loaded in. Right, let's calibrate up. Calibration done, and let's just go straight on to a short final. So, I mean, the first thing I've noticed there is the plane just doesn't really want to fly, does it? Right, here we go. So we're at 55 knots, which is alright. and you can see here the cockpit view is very weird in the X-Cub. I'm not too fond of it. It's very weird compared to many of the other aircraft here on Infinite Flight, but we've for some reason got our power a lot higher than we needed it. We've got a bit of a steep attack angle, I think, onto the airport runway here. That's absolutely fine. And I feel like we might be landing too slow because I don't ever want to really like pitch up, so we want to like sort of get them together. You can see here it just sort of bounces around a little bit, and then obviously I've done that here to try and slow the aircraft down, so I don't really want to go airborne again. So I'm going to bring up the flaps 16 degrees and hope that 40 knots airspeed shouldn't be enough to get us airborne. And for some reason, here we go, the tail is taking the aircraft out of control, so I'm going to try and bring the aircraft down. There we go. We've got that tail on the ground. Is it on? I think it's on the ground. It looks like it's on the ground. It's a bit hard to tell, but we've sort of done it. I mean, that again, one of the better X-Cub landings I've ever done personally. So very impressed with that. That was some good, incredible stuff from us there. So fair play. We have made it. Okay, so we've gone through 3 really, more difficult aircraft to land in Infinite Flight. But of course, there's many aircraft here. So we got the jets. Now the jets aren't awfully hard to land. But have you ever tried landing these Hercules aircraft? And obviously these planes are just forgotten, the McDonnell Douglas ones on Infinite Flight. So we're going to take in the Spitfire, because again, it's another difficult aircraft to land. And if I can see someone butter all of these, I will be incredibly impressed. So I'd love to see someone attempt to do that on Infinite Flight here. So fingers crossed they'll be able to do that. Again, downloading the aircraft. I thought the aircraft was pre-downloaded. Which is a bit of a shame because we wanted to watch it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you guys a bit more about this community event then. So the plan is of the community event, there's a small airfield. I've done a few videos on it now, and you can only actually spawn 2 planes there at a single time. But what I want to do is just have a big group fly in, have aircraft departing, taking off from it throughout the day, and make it maybe an event that spans over a few hours. And I think it'd be really good fun to include it on Infinite Flight, because, when have you ever seen an event happen on Infinite Flight out of one of the pink airports? By pink, I mean, if I zoom out a little bit, you can see there's a few pink runways there. We've never seen an event like that happen out one of those runways, so it's definitely something we're going to get sorted out very soon, hopefully, and it is in my agenda. So there we go, the Spitfire again, just hating us as always, and are we going to get it down? There we go, we've actually got it down. I mean, it bounced a little bit, and it's relatively adequately controlled. And I'll apply some parking brakes and just point that nose up. Again, we might be bring up our flaps to 0. Maybe that'll help. The flaps take about a week to come up, and this cockpit is oof. Boy, oh boy, this is a questionable cockpit. But okay, the Spitfire's a lovely aircraft in flight. Maybe they should add actual guns onto it that actually fire, and then we'll just go shoot down some A380s like you do on Infinite Flight, because casual server wouldn't be the same without that, now would it? So I'm hoping you guys agree with some of these aircraft being some of the hardest ones to land here on Infinite Flight. There's definitely a few more which are tricky to land, such as these Lockheed Martin planes. None of them are relatively easy. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, and I can always do a part 2. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Good night.